Happy Friday, team, and I hope it's been a great one. We've had a pretty good Friday. If it hasn't been, maybe this Chooice unboxing live will make it a good one. If not, the weekend always makes things feel better. Hi, I'm Once Beaten. This is WHANAU bringing you this live. What are you up to for the weekend?
Honestly, it's pretty fortunate because we're unboxing, but I'm actually planning to read this weekend. Have a nice chill one, drink some hot chocolate, it's rainy weather.
There you go. That's why I ditched Paul and I brought in a reader to bring you this live, because there's a very young lady called Denika Mead, 17 years of age, down in Wellington, who is quite the talent. Have a look at this. Producer PJ will put this up. A series of 3 fantasy books. The Royal Orchid series is fantasy adventures set in New Zealand, and the fictional world called Ivy falls through a portal to Ghost Orchid. How does that sound? You want to read a book?
Yeah, it sounds exciting. Yeah, can I have a look at this actually? Yeah, this is exactly my type of book. If I was age like 14, this is exactly what I'd be reading.
It's your exact type of book if you were like 6 years, 7 years younger. Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, I just had more time to read then, you know?
Yeah,
that's
cool.
like
Understand, because I tell you what, this girl is such a talent, because her first book, which is the one you're holding up there, that was published at 15 years of age. What were you doing as a 15-year-old?
Actually, I wanted to be a writer as well at 15.
Serious?
But I didn't realize how difficult it was, so it's definitely really impressive. Like, do you know how many words are in a book you've got to write?
Plenty. I haven't read many of them, but I know there are plenty, and there are plenty of words in this too. But the dollars, there are not plenty when it comes to this and what you can do. So if you click on the link above, it will give you the prices on this. $20 for the first 2 books, and then of course the prequel that is there as well. So you can see Into the Flames is the prequel that I'm talking about. That is $15, and you can get the full entire set for what price?
$50?
$50. That's value for money, right? So if you're thinking about how you'd spend $50 up here in Tamaki Makaurau, that is just, that's a fee.
That's barely a movie and some snacks.
And that's over in no time. How long does it take for you to read a book?
If I'm going hard on, probably like a day, but a whole weekend probably otherwise, because you know, you want to pace yourself, enjoy it.
So if you get that deal, you get all together, that's $50, that is going to be great. And if you're thinking about the age group, this is for 8 to 14. That's the age range that they select or they think is best. And Harry Potter, have you read that book?
Absolutely, all of them.
Books?
How
many
whole
books?
Series. Now looking at a fake fan, 6.
Okay, so this is Harry Potter-like, and it's also the Wings of Fire series. Are you aware of that one?
I actually haven't read those, no, but I've heard they're really good.
Yeah.
This is cool. This is about dragons.
Okay,
and fantasy.
You give us a little bit, these little bits up here to highlight. Give us in your best TV type of voice.
Oh, okay, no pressure. A vengeful dragon, a magician lurking in the shadows, a ragtag team fighting to stop the planet from purging into turmoil.
That sounds good. I reckon it'll be a better job than that.
Go on.
A dragon's curse, a trove of buried secrets, an army sent to destroy Earth. Now, if you had to choose between those 2, which you don't because you can buy all 3 of them, that's going to be fine. I think I sold that a lot better.
That's because it's a sequel, you know, the sequel's always a bit more intense.
Yeah, but that's it. Like, if you start here, and remember, we're supporting a young girl from Wellington who's got a very bright future, because if you talk about that, she's been a finalist and she's also won several Young Writers Awards. So probably now's the time. If you buy something like this, if you support her just by clicking on the link, you know, when she goes on to becoming something quite huge, you will enjoy that. Which to you sounds appealing out of these books? Honestly,
this one sounds really exciting, and I love the book cover, like just all the ghosts and mountains and stuff. It just looks very epic. Like this is a true fantasy read to kind of escape reality.
Well, let's let everyone see what you're talking about in terms of that cover and animation in and around it. It is pretty good. Remember, this is a 14-year-old Ivy who falls through a portal to Ghost Orchid. You know, there's going to be a number of other characters in there. There's references to some of the Kiwi terms or the trees or something that goes. So there's a lot of thought being put into these books by this young lady, and I think it's really nice.
Yeah, I really like that. I like that it combines, you know, fantasy and then also New Zealand. So, you know, you can have a good bit of both. A bit of reality, a bit of fantasy. So cool.
New Zealand places. Oraki village, you know, it tells you where it is. Oraki. Mount Cook, Kia, a curious cheeky mountain parrot. A lot of thought involved in going into this, and also some of the people that have read it. You've got maps, you've got so much that is in the book, so it's all there for a great. Are you telling me how to do my job? She's normally behind the camera, right? So now that she's in front of the camera, she thinks she's a professional. But you leave that for me, but that's good. No, I will listen to her because it's all about getting better. So these 3 books, okay? If you want to have a look again, producer PJ is going to drop them in because I also like some of the posts that come in. There you go. That is sort of a really artistic look at the fantasy book series from the young Denika Mead, 17 years of age, teenager from Wellington, okay?
How good.
If you like Harry Potter, if you like the Wings of Fire series, this is very reminiscent of that. $20 for the Death Hunters, $20 for the Ghost Warriors, and of course the prequel, which is Into the Flames, is the other option for $15, and you can get the lot for $50. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, that's a great gift, I reckon. Like, if you want to encourage, some kids to stay off their phones a bit, this is a great way to do it. There's nothing like starting a love for reading at a young age. This is cool.
Absolutely.
Real cool.
I still think you're a little bit rough with the books and that. I've got to send these back. Unless you're going to be paying for that, maybe you should be supporting this young girl too, guys. So if you're out there and you think you want to support a young up-and-coming Kiwi who's got great ambitions, and even for a young girl at a young age doing wonderful things, who's award-winning, that great, and she's really trying to tie in New Zealand and the Aotearoa language and culture of Te Reo. It is beautiful. Any last sort of thoughts you have on these books, or why you should read?
Well, altogether, reading's great. It makes you use your imagination, so I'm a huge fan of it. I feel
Did you really want to become a writer?
Yeah, I did. I used to write books when I was a kid.
Yeah.
But then I realized I was better at visual arts than writing.
So what do you think of young Denika? Pretty impressive.
So cool, so impressive. It's a lot of drive. She's definitely very talented.
15 years of age, she published her first book, The Death Hunters, which is this one here. You can get all 3. You can get them individually, get them as a group, be a great present, be good for yourself, be good for your kids. And I think it would be a nice way to spend what I think here in Tamaki Makaurau is going to be a wet weekend. So from us here at Chooice, the readers and maybe the non-readers, just get out there and enjoy. Make a good gift. Yeah. See you later.
So good.
This one?